Good morning, namaste, welcome everyone. So let's come onto our mats, have available whatever we need. If you need to have a cushion, a block, a blanket, folded blanket, a low footstool, whatever you need available to bring the earth up to you, that's a good idea. Ground down into our sit bones. Really connect with the earth. So I like to wriggle a little bit to really sink into the earth. Then as you inhale, have the sense that you're lengthening through your spine, that your heart space is opening. And as you exhale, have the sense that you're grounding into the earth. So here, as we arrive on our mat, invite the breath to connect you in this space on the mat. Inhale to lift you, to create height and length and openness. The out breath to ground, connect, and release. The breath is the guide for our practice. The way that our breath flows will indicate the nature of our practice. So if our breath begins to flow forcefully, quickly, fast, that indicates that our practice is more heating. It's probably highly energizing, and perhaps we need to bring it down a notch or two. If our breath is labored, feeling a little short, then our practice might be struggling to maintain the pace at which we're trying to move. So then we would slow it down. So we want to keep our practice not too heated, bring it down so it's cooler. Not too sluggish, so maybe lift it a little, but to know that we get to a pace which is comfortable, and then stay within that challenge, that place of stiram and sukham, of comfort and ease, of steadiness and stability. We're moving into our Tridoshic practice. So we've been following the Dosha series, working with Vata, Pitta and Kapha doshas. These are our constitutions or inherent natures that we are born with, that we have at conception. It's the unique combination of the different elements that form our character, our nature. So these elements we all have: fire, Agni, earth, Prithvi, water, Jal, air, Vayu, space, or ether, Akash. So we have a different combination of these. There's different ratios of those. And whatever is in predominance, that leads to one dosha or two doshas that we may have more of in our system. But we do have presence of all three. This is all rooted in the science of Ayurveda, life knowledge. That's the sister science to yoga. So our Tridosha practice is we're going to be working through each of those doshas so that we can begin to see what is the difference between the three doshas and what kind of practice we might want to cultivate or generate when we're feeling out of balance within our own dominant dosha or by doshas. So we're going to start on the earth and then we'll move up. Begin to close your eyes. I invite you to bring your thumb and index to touch in Gyan Mudra. Palms can be face up or face down. Face down is more grounding. Chin mudra. Face up is more uplifting. Gyan mudra. Begin to deepen and lengthen your breath. As you inhale, draw the breath into your abdomen. Allow the abdomen to expand, ribs to rise, chest to rise. This sense of filling, of expansion, of opening. And then as you exhale, draw the navel back towards the spine. Allow the ribs to curl, chest to fall. A sense of contraction, of release, of surrendering. Inhaling to fill, arrive, uplift. So when we have this sensation of uplift, this is the Vata dosha. When we have this sensation of exhale, grounding and releasing, that's the Kapha sensation. Inhaling, uplifting, energizing, looking forward, being optimistic, embracing the potential. And as we exhale, we seek stability, security, trust is cultivated. Characteristics of Kapha. On your next breath, let's bring the palms together in Namaskar at the heart. Opening our practice by chanting Om 3 times, and for each Om, let's dedicate that Om to each of the doshas that we have in greater or lesser proportion. Vata, the quick thinking, artistic, free-spirited aspect of our characters. For Pitta, the ambitious, fearless leader and warrior. For Kapha, the tender, loving, trusting, loyal companion and friend. Inhale fully. Exhale completely through open mouth to wash out the breath. Inhale to prepare. Oh. Inhale. Oh. Inhale. Oh. And to your eyebrow center. Namaste. And welcome my Kapha, Vata, Pitta friends. We're going to start off with our, let's start off with that uplifting practice. So we're going to cultivate a little bit of lift now. So we'll start off with balancing the Kapha element. So Kapha is that element that is rooted in protection, nourishment, stability. If you are of Kapha tendency, you'll probably be a little bit heavier set. Your bones and muscles, your build might be a little bit heavier. You'll have a nature that is calm and grounded. You're the sort of person whose outlook is very measured, very balanced. You tend to think things through. And loyalty and love are kind of your key traits. And trust. Out of balance, Kapha can feel stagnant, stuck, lethargic, melancholy, lacking in drive or motivation. So you can see when something goes to the other end of the spectrum, it can shift out of balance. So to balance the Kapha-like tendencies that we may drift into, we're going to introduce an uplifting. So we bring in Vata and we bring in Pitta because that lifts up, the Vata lifts up the energy of Kapha, and Pitta drives that energy forward. So let's come onto our knees immediately. And remember, you can pad your knees. I invite you to have your big toes to touch, knees wide. Really ground down here. So feel connected through your roots. So that's where your Kapha tendencies are, down here. Kapha is the water and the earth elements combined. So earth sits in the Muladhara, water sits in the Swadhisthana. So you can see this is where we tend to sit as Kaphas. Let's lengthen up through our spine. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears. Open your heart. Let's bring your ring, little finger and thumb to touch, and extend your peace fingers in this Kapha Kara Mudra. Take a breath here. As you inhale, let's place the left fingertips on the earth and reach up with our right fingers as high as they can go. Exhale, let's go over to the left. Breathe there. And lift your gaze up towards the sky. Inhale through center, right fingertips to the earth. So just keep your fingertips on the earth. We're creating space between the palm and the earth. And then inhale, lengthen through your right arm. Exhale over to the right. And then lift your gaze up towards the sky. Spiral your heart. So here you can see the Anahata chakra, which is where the air element sits. The Vishuddha chakra, which is where the ether element sits. So you can already see how we're moving the energy from here up to here into the more ether and air, Akash and Vayu. So Vata qualities are combined with ether in there. One breath more. Let's come back to center. Now let's place our palms on the earth. Fingers spread wide. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. We're going to open up with Simhasan Pranayam, lion's breath. Poke out your tongue, open your eyes wide. This is the Pitta, fire. The Pitta power we're introducing to balance the Kapha. Inhale fully. As you exhale, poke out your tongue, make a roar, open your eyes wide. Let's turn the fingertips in towards us. And you can have your fingertips high if your tendons feel very short here at the wrist. Inhale fully. And now let's have one hand forward, one hand back. Inhale fully. Lion's breath, Simhasan Pranayam. Let's flip the hands. Inhale fully. Come back onto your fingers. We're going to move directly here into twisting. So keep the big toes together, knees as wide as the mat. Let's bring the right hand to the middle of the mat underneath our heart space. Draw your left hand across your body to reach up. Create length and height here. And notice where the twist is. So here at the Manipur, this is where the element of fire sits. So this is a Pitta pose. Take a breath here. Exhaling, thread the arm through underneath the right and bring your left shoulder in here to the mat. Immediately draw your right hand to the sky. Have your mudra, your Kapha Kara mudra. So this Kapha reducing mudra, Pran increasing mudra. Ring, little finger and thumb touching. Peace fingers extended. One breath here. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Inhale, draw your left fingertips to the sky. And then replace the right hand with the left. Draw that right hand as if you're drawing a bow, an arrow across the body to reach it to the sky. Exhale, thread it underneath the left. right ear and shoulder to the mat, and then immediately lift your left fingertips to the sky in your mudra. So this mudra is known as Kapha Kara mudra. It's also known as Pran mudra. So Pran is the energy, the vital life force. So this is increasing the life force, the vitality, and decreasing the Kapha qualities of being a little sludgy or a little stuck or a little stagnant, you know, when that energy feels really low. One breath here, exhale, left hand to the earth and come back to center. Reach up with your hand towards the earth, sky first, and then back, 2 hands underneath shoulders. Tuck your toes, inhale, lift your tailbone to the sky. Immediately take your feet as wide as the mat, hands as wide as the mat. Let's connect here in wide mountain Parvatasana. Take a lion's breath here. Inhale fully. Exhale through open mouth. Look up to the top of your mat. Bend into your knees, bring them together. Now your option is to leap to the top of your mat or take a couple of little hops or walk to the top of your mat. So let's invite some energy in here, maybe a little bit of bounce before you move. Coming to the top of your mat. And then here we are in forward fold. My big toes are touching. I have a gap through my heels. If this feels too intense, take your feet as wide as your hips. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders for the moment. Hang heavy here. Now, this sensation where you're hanging heavy, think about what this relates to, which dosha this might be generating or connecting with. So this heaviness you feel here, this is Kapha-like. So we want to bring in a little bit of lift. So begin to lift your tailbone. Draw your navel back towards the spine. And immediately you sense the energy has shifted. Let's walk our hands over to the left. Now you're in a twist here. Parivrtta Uttanasana. And then you know with twists, we're working with Pitta. So again, this feels very different to that sense of heaviness we just experienced initially. Walk your hands through center over to the other side. And you'll notice that I have my fingertips on the earth rather than my palms, or you can have your hands on your leg. And then inhale back to center. Bend into your knees. Draw your arms back behind you. Inhale, straighten through your knees so that you come to halfway lift here. Palms down, fingers reaching behind in your mudra, Kapha Kara mudra. Hug your navel to the spine. Crown is reaching forward. Let's stay elevated here for a moment. And then bend into your knees. Inhale into Utkatasana, chair pose. So your arms can be parallel or alongside your ears. Yogi's choice, whatever feels right for you. From here, we're going to reach our arms back and straighten up. And now we're going to flow between chair and angel. So Utkatasana, strong pose. And Apasarasana, angel pose. So as you bend into your knees, lift your arms. As you inhale, begin to rise up and lift your left leg to reach behind you. Your toes can be on the earth or lifted. Heart shining forward. Gaze is parallel or slightly lifted. Inhale, Utkatasana. On your next breath in, right toes lift. Let's do this for 2 more rounds, moving with your breath. And bring some grace and flow to this movement. So here we're switching between Vata, which is Apasarasan, and Pitta, which is Utkatasana. The chair pose is a Pitta pose. Apasarasan is a Vata pose. Now, wherever you are, let's make this the last one. Coming back into chair just for a moment. And then inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath here. We're going to now move into breath of joy. And you know I love this breath. This is a real Vata. So if you're a Vata dominant dosha, kind of airy, spacey, free spirit that you are, you're going to love this. This might make you feel lightheaded, make you a little bit spinny, because we're really creating a lot of air and space. We're creating a lot of vayu here, a lot of wind-like energy. So inhaling, bending into your knees, lift up. As you exhale, bend at the knees, allow your arms to flow back. The momentum of the swing and the breath will keep you going. So inhaling to rise, exhaling to fold. And I invite you to make a sound with your breath, the ocean sounding breath. Feel the cooling air around you circulating as you swing and move through the air. So the Vata Pitta is very much, Vata Dosha is very much associated with movement and change. One more here, wherever you are. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Oh, that's so lovely and cooling. I love that. Makes me spacey because I'm pretty high in my Vata. Moving directly into Pitta energy, Surya Namaskar. So the sun salutation sequence is a Pitta sequence because it fires up and creates heat. Great for balancing Kapha. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step your right leg long. Bring your knee to the mat. Take a moment here and then let's rise with our arms up to the sky. Open your heart here. Have your hands in your Kapha Kara Mudra. Exhale to the earth. Tuck your toes, lift your right knee and step back long. Body parallel. You can immediately bring your knees to the mat, or you can take a moment here and then let exhale, knees, untuck your toes, bend into your elbows, chest and chin, Ashtangasana to the earth. Slide your knees away. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, press into your hands and then move back into Parvatasana, mountain pose. Let's take a lion's breath here for added value. Inhale fully. Exhale through open mouth. Make a roar. You're at home. Let's bring our left leg to the earth and step forward with our right foot. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, hands to earth. So you'll notice we're moving at quite some pace. Inhaling to rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're moving with pace because we're creating this driving energy of Pitta. We're shifting the stagnant energy that can sometimes sit in Kapha. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on knees, hands on shins, or thighs, or fingertips on the earth. Exhale, fold. Left leg back. Bring your knee to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, hands to sky. Chaturasana. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, step back long, body parallel. Yogi's choice here, knees directly to the earth. We'll take a moment. Exhale, everyone, knees. Untuck your toes. Bend into your elbows, chest and chin to the earth. Ashtanga. Slide your knees away. Inhale to rise in Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, back into mountain. And let's bring in a lion's breath here, Simhasan. Inhale fully. Exhale through open mouth. Let's bring the right knee to the mat and step forward with the left. Inhale to rise with your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your toe and step forward. Right foot meets left. And then inhale to rise up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath here. Now, notice the quality of your breath. How does it feel? Does it feel quite heated? Does it feel quite fast? Where are you feeling this? So where is the energy? So for me, the energy is up here in my head. And I'll tell you why that I'm feeling it up here. Here in the UK, the weather is really stormy. The winds have been very strong over the last couple of days. Vata, when the weather is temperamental like this, Vata dosha begins to spiral. Gets whipped up by the wind. So we're very much in tune with nature. All of these elements that combine to make us are the elements that are present in nature. This is how we are connected to nature. And you'll notice that when it's very hot days, my Pitta fires up in harmony with nature. So we kind of have a look what's happening seasonally in terms of weather outside and how it's affecting you and your dosha. I'm going to move into a warrior sequence. So inhale, hands to sky. Exhale to fold down towards the earth. Step back long with your right leg. Knee off the earth here. Place your right hand on the earth. And inhale, lift your left fingertips up to the sky. So easy twist here. Now think about which dosha we're connecting with here and where we're connecting with it. So think about the sensations across your body and where in your body you're experiencing them. Are you feeling strong here? Is there a deep twist at the navel? Is your heart space spiraling up towards the sky? Is your gaze up towards the sky, your drishti? Exhale, left hand to the earth. Take a moment, and then we're going to shuffle that left foot out and bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Dragon's pose here. Here in dragon's pose, let's take a breath, lion's breath. So inhale fully. Exhale through open mouth. Move your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Drop your right foot to the earth. Inhaling to rise in warrior one. Hands in Kapha, Kara Mudra. So here in warrior one, keep pushing the energy out for the outer edge of your right foot. Bend into your left knee. Spiral your hips so they face forward. Your heart is shining. Your gaze is either parallel to the horizon or slightly lifted above the horizon. One breath here. As you exhale, open out into Warrior Two, Mahavirabhadrasana. Check how you're feeling here. I'm just going to turn around so you can see me and I can see you. So your hands are in your mudra here. So remember, this is also the Pran mudra. So if it seems very familiar, this mudra, it's the Kapha Kara mudra. It's the converse. One breath here. Left forearm to left thigh. Inhale, let's reach up and over with our right arm. Extended side angle. Is this beginning to feel like a strong practice for you? Strong, fiery practice, Pitta practice, to lift the Kapha. But also think about how this balances Vata. So this is a great pose for balancing Vata because you're grounded here. So warrior is a very grounded and lifting pose at the same time. I feel really connected through my lower body with the earth. That's where I'm directing my energy for myself personally today, but you might be lifting your energy. Because I've just had that heady moment, I'm going to be feeling grounded. I'm going to try and connect with the groundedness for the moment. But remember, you can shift the energy to where you need it to be. One more breath here. We're going to turn and cartwheel our right arm to the earth, followed by a left hand. Turn onto the ball of your right foot. From here, we're going to shift into that balance. So you can have blocks available here or your low footstool. Then come on to the tip of your toes of your right foot. Bend into your left knee and then lift that right foot off the earth. So here, you can stay with your hands connected with the earth through your blocks or your low footstool. You can have your hands at your heart in Namaskar, or you can have your arms alongside your body. Crown reaching forward. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen through your sternum. Warrior Three, one more breath here. Bend into your right knee. Inhale, begin to reach forward with your arms, if they're alongside your body, to rise up and bring your right foot to the earth. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath here. Connect with how you're feeling. Let's move to the other side. So you're at the top of your mat. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fall down towards the earth. Let's step back long with our left foot this time. Keep that knee lifted. Place your left hand on the earth. Inhale, draw your right fingertips to the sky. Coming into this twist. As you exhale, I'm going to bring that right hand to the inside of our right foot, so you shuffle your right foot out. You can put your right hand to the outside like we did on the left side to stabilize it before you shuffle your foot across. Dragon pose here. Simhasan breath, lion's breath. Inhale fully through your nose. Roaring it out. And then let's take the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Let's drop that left heel to the earth. Inhale to rise in Warrior One, Virabhadrasana. And again, check how you're connected here. So root through your feet, feel strong through your legs, hug your navel in, spiral your hips and heart so they face forward. Gaze to the horizon or look slightly above the horizon. And sense where the breath is, where the energy is. Open out into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana, Mahavirabhadrasana. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Ground down through your feet. Lengthen through your spine. Lift your crown. One more breath here. And let's bring the right forearm to the right thigh. Reach up and over with the left arm, extended side angle. Uttita Parshavottanasana. One more breath here. As you exhale, let's bring the left hand to the earth, spiral onto the ball of that left foot. And we're going to move into our warrior three. So use your blocks, low footstool, whatever you wish to have. You can always keep the left toes on the earth for balance, or you can lift them so that your left leg is parallel to the earth. Fingertips can stay connected to whatever you need for balance, or you can bring your hands to your heart, or you can take your arms alongside your body, palms face down in your mudra. You might wobble here, bend into that right knee slightly. That might help with the adjustments. Inhaling, bend into your left knee, rise up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now let's bring the practice down a notch or two. So the Tridosha practice, so we've been moving for the first part of our practice into a Kapha balancing practice, lifting the energy by activating through Vata and Pitta practice. Now let's begin to ground. So we're now going to shift. So my Vata is high, because that's what we've been cultivating. This liveliness, this energy, this enthusiasm for life. Let's balance the Vata energy we've cultivated now. So coming into your Tadasana, your standing mountain. Feet can be hip distance wide or big toes touching, yogi's choice. And now let's change the mudra for our hands. Let's bring the Bhu mudra, the earth balancing mudra. So for this, fold in your little, your ring, I've forgotten the names of my fingers, ring and little finger. Extend and then touch your right thumb to the knuckles of your little and ring finger. And then turn and have your peace fingers pointed down in a V like this victory sign. This is Bhu mudra, earth connecting, earth seeking mudra. Ground down here in Tadasana. So Tadasana is a Kapha mudra, a Kapha pose, Kapha asana, because it's a mountain, it connects with the earth, it's about grounding and calming and rooting. We're going to shift into tree pose. So shift the weight into your left leg, peel off your right heel, bring the right heel to your left ankle, or you can bring the sole, the foot to the shin, or you can bring it higher to the thigh with a helping hand. Find something on the horizon that's not going to move. So steady on the horizon now, not looking above the horizon, looking at the horizon. Find your drishti. Press the left foot against the right foot against the left thigh here. So your variation of mountain. Your mudra, Bhu mudra, or you can have your hands on your waist, or you can have hands at your heart, whatever helps you to steady and balance here. We're cultivating steadiness here and stability to counter effect the flightiness, the instability that can put Vata out of balance. So Vata is a lively, quick thinking, quick moving, highly energetic, very creative. When that Vata dosha is out of balance, you can feel insecure, anxious, nervous, worried. Common effect is insomnia. The thoughts are going round and round in the head. So this is why grounding Kapha asana helps. When you're ready, let's open your arms. So you can keep a bend in your arms, or you can reach out up high. So see what you need, what you want to have. One more breath here. And connect with Ujjayi breath here, that ocean sounding breath, where you make the sound like Darth Vader. So you have a constriction at the back of your throat. So when the breath flows in and out, there's a slight constriction and it creates that sound when you hold a seashell to your ear. So here we're balancing air and space of Vata with water and earth of Kapha. Exhale, let's drop that right foot to the earth with care. And then shake the leg out if you need. And then reroute into your Tridosha, your standing mountain, reground. And then peel off the left foot. And bring the heel, the heel to the ankle of the right foot. Just my hips stick out, that's because I've got quite round hips. And then bring your foot to the shin if you wish, or to the inner thigh, yogi's choice, wherever you are. And again, your hands can be in your mudra, Bhu Mudra, at your heart in Namaskar. Gaze to the horizon, or sometimes it might help to sort of gaze at a diagonal. If gazing to the horizon feels too imbalancing, then you can gaze slightly down. Keep the crown lifting. When you're ready, you can bring your arms into a bend or extend them. Yogi's choice. So Vata is one of the more positive, upbeat doshas, but then can shift very quickly to the opposite end of the scale and become nervous and anxious. One more breath here, and then let's release the left foot to the earth. Take a moment here. We're going to move into Natarajasana, Lord of the Dance pose. So let's shift the weight into the left foot and then peel the right foot off the earth again. Bring your knee so it's parallel here. Take a moment here in this balance. You might feel wobbly. And then as you exhale, your hands can be at your heart. Take your heel up towards your sit bone. Now you might stay here and you can reach for your foot here. This might be enough for you. Or yogis have the choice of beginning to reach forward with their crown and lift the right foot up towards the sky. Left hand can stay on your heart, or you can reach forward with it. Connect here with the grounding quality here through that left leg. One more breath here. And then let's inhale to return back to neutral and release the right foot. Let's move to the other side after you ground, reroute. And then lift the left foot. And then begin to bend the heel towards the sit bone. You can take your hand to help you here. Right hand can stay at your heart for the moment. And then as you exhale, begin to reach forward with your crown. If you wish, you can extend your right arm. And you'll notice that my gaze is down towards the earth, because I'm using this pose to connect with my grounding, rooting energy. It's what happens when you come out of a pose too quick. You wobble and fall. Oh, the Vata in me is strong today. So I'm going to do Kapha-like practice for the rest of the day. When you're ready, come out of Kapha by this asana by bringing your left foot to the earth and reroot. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold down towards the earth. We're going to come directly to the earth here, onto our sit bones. And then let's come onto our back just for a moment. Cross that right ankle onto the left knee, coming into this figure of four. Open out that knee. And here, allow your legs, your left foot to connect with the earth, arms extended, gaze up. Take a moment here. And if you're ready, you can begin to lift your left foot. Take your hand to either the left hand to the left back of your left thigh or the front of your left shin, and then draw that knee in towards you. Keep turning the right knee out. You'll feel a sensation here in your hips. Remember, this is where the earth element sits, in the root, the lower part of our body. One more breath. And then let's release the left foot, uncross the right leg. And before we move on to the other side, let's hug both in. Bring your eyebrows center to meet your knees. And then let's release the right foot to the earth and cross the left ankle on the right thigh, on the right knee, just below the knee. Keep turning that left knee out. And then when you're ready, my Vata friends in particular, let's bring that right knee in towards us so you can hug the back of the right thigh or the right shin. Interlacing your hands here. One more breath. And then let's, when you're ready, release to the earth. Uncross your leg, hug it in. Take a moment here, maybe you just roll very gently in your lower back. And then from here, we're going to move into a little bit of Pitta. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to roll directly onto our abdomen. So just roll onto your side and then onto your front. So now we're going to move into Pitta balancing practice. So remember, Pitta sits at the solar plexus, the fire Agni element. So we're going to be balancing here. So have your hands underneath your eyebrow center, elbows as far apart as the mat. Big toes pressing into the earth. Makrasana, crocodile pose. From here, we're going to move into Bhujangasana. Take a moment and then inhale. Let's bring our hands next to our shoulders. Tuck your elbows into the side here. And then inhale to rise up in cobra. Exhale to flow down towards the earth. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to flow down. One more time. Inhale to rise up. So here we're connecting with the water element to cool the Pitta. One more time as we rise up. Let's stay here. And then gaze over your right shoulder, back to center, over your left shoulder, back to center and lower to earth. Take a breath here. Let's take your arms alongside your body. Palms can be face down or face up. Yogi's choice, Salabhasana, locust pose. Inhale, let's lift both arms off the earth first. Exhale to lower. Now as we lift both arms, we're going to lift our right leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift both arms and left leg. Exhale to lower. And now, yes, we're going to bring all of it together. Inhale, lift both legs, both arms, and your crown. So your crown is reaching up. You may be rocking gently here. One more breath. And remember, you can use Sitali or Sitgari breath here, the cooling breath, hissing through the gently parted teeth or drawing the breath along the curled tongue. Lower to the earth. A lot going on there. Let's bring your hands back underneath your eyebrow center. I invite you to turn onto your left ear if you choose. Let's take a Brahmari breath here, honeybee breath. Inhale fully and then make that buzzing breath out through closed mouth. So there's a buzzing sound of sensation. Inhale fully. Take a breath. Let's switch head, switch ears. So you've got your right ear on the mat. Buzzing breath here. Inhale fully for Brahmari. Take a moment here. And now we're going to move into bow pose. So Pitta dosha is a determined, strong-willed, strong-spirited, active dosha. Often speaking with purpose, bend into your knees. Reach back for one foot. Or reach towards the foot. If you're comfortable here, you can reach back for the other foot as well. So you can take hold of your feet or your ankles. Or be reaching back towards your lower legs. Inhaling, lift your gaze, draw your navel towards the spine, lift your toes and act as if you're trying to pull your hands and legs in opposite directions. So you might have a lot of movement here. So you might have a lot of spinal flexibility or not. Like me, you may not have very much. So your knees can be on the earth, or they can be slightly lifted off the earth, or very lifted off the earth, depending on where you are. Take 3 breaths here. And then when you're ready, release your feet with care. Bring your eyebrow center to the earth, arms alongside your body, and just shake your hips from side to side to release your lower back. Pitta is a confident, strong leader with a penetrating mind, and they're very warm, intelligent characters. But when they're out of balance, Pitta can be fiery, angry, irritable, vain, aggressive. So we bring in this much cooling practice. So we are working with the solar plexus, but we're really focusing our energy on the Swadhisthana here. Take a breath here. When you're ready, I want you to roll back onto your backs. Bend your knees and hug them into you. And very gentle rock on your lower back. So to balance Pitta, the fire and water we work more with the water element. And we bring in the earth element. So we bring in Kapha. Kapha is water and element, water and earth. So to balance Pitta, we draw in Kapha elements of practice. So Kapha practice is much closer to the earth. It's working with the lower chakras. Allow your here while you're here on the earth. Let's bend in the right knee and hug it in. Take hold of the right foot and draw the sole of that foot up towards the sky in Happy Baby. So here in Happy Baby, with the right foot up, half Happy Baby, Ardha Ananda Balasana. Take a moment here, draw that right knee down towards the earth so you feel this in your hips. There's a sensation here in your hips. The hip flexors, the inner thigh. And let's release that foot. And let's take the hand to the outside of that right knee, or take your left hand across to the outside of that right knee, and then roll that right knee over and across your body so you come into a supine twist. Supta Matsyendrasana. And then notice where you feel the sensations. So you'll be feeling it in your lower body. The grounding, calming aspects of Kapha to soften the authoritarian, hard edges of Pitta. And the breath you can use for Pitta is Siddhali or Siddhali. And Ujjayi breath is also very cooling and calming. One more breath here. And then inhale, let's bring that right knee back to center, hug it in for a moment, and then release that right leg long. Let's bring in the left knee and take the left hand to either the outer edge of that left foot, or wrap your peace fingers around your big toe. Come into Happy Baby, half Happy Baby on the left side. Ardha Ananda Balasana. So working with Ayurveda, the science of life, we can marry and integrate yoga with Ayurveda to bring balance physically that will have an impact on us, on our subtle body, the elements within our subtle body. Let's release the foot and take the right hand to the outside of the left knee, and then roll that right leg, that left knee across the right side to bring it to the earth so that you come into a supine twist. So your left knee is over towards the right. The Pancha Mahabhutas, the 5 great elements, condensed to make up who we are. They act as energetic forces on our body, mind, and spirit. Our unique characters are shaped by the combination of these elements at conception, our prakriti, our true nature, and can then be thrown out of balance by lifestyle, by seasons, by stress. And then that's our vikriti, our kind of temporary state, which is not in flow or harmony with our natural state. Let's bring that left knee back to the center, hug in your knee. Let's hug in both knees now. Gently roll on your lower back. And then roll onto your side to in sleeping baby. You may choose to take Shavasana, but we're at the end of our time together, so I'm going to invite you to rise up into a comfortable seat, Sukhasana. And when you're risen up, bring your thumb and index to touching Gyan, the seal of wisdom. So knowing the way that our body, mind, spirit integrate in rhythm and harmony with nature via element or practice that we have, these biorhythms that we have, we can bring balance and harmony and a sense of unity and of being in flow with our natural state. So bring your hands together at your heart center. Closing our practice by chanting Om Shanti 3 times, and for each Shanti, offer that Shanti to each of those doshas that are present within you in whatever proportion. And cultivate those characteristics and qualities that enable you to feel balanced. And balance and pacify those that shift you out of that state. Inhale fully. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hands to your eyebrow center. Dhanyavad. And thank you, my Vata, Pitta, Kapha friends. I hope you enjoyed your Tridosha practice and that you could see how we can step it up and step it down to balance and pacify. So if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. I shall unmute